Hello, everybody. Welcome to another daily dose of gaming news and all that good stuff. And as always, I also publish on Rumble, Patreon, and anything else I usually go about on Twitter X. Um, yeah, it's been a pretty busy week, and I predict that the next one will be also. So I will try at least do as best as I can regarding the gaming news program, but I will. Try also to go about and doing the publishing of Death Stranding Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, even if I don't manage to get around and do a gaming news. But yeah, my schedule is all over the place at this current timing, at least this month. Let's see how it goes. But yeah, let's go to the news. Yeah, let's see what's happening here. We got some updates regarding AMD and not hardware, sorry, the software side of things regarding specifically Redstone, which is it seems what they're trying to compete with NVIDIA kind of uh, multi-frame stuff there and all that component, the ecosystem of upscaling and the fake frame stuff there, which is now being called Redstone, which is going to be entirely placed in machine learning models, like at this moment as it is with NVIDIA. And we got an update on FSR to the version 3.1.4, which is basically an introductory step to adoption of Redstone. Given that, for example, FSR 4 can be introduced in games that have at least FSR 3.1, it seems now that they are little by little, and supposedly Redstone will be entirely launched as a product. Uh, Supposedly starting this month, so second half of this year, we are starting to see at least the first steps towards the Redstone launch, let's say. So hopefully they can at least by the end of this year, given that when they started off with the FSR 3.1 until the adoption of that and the launch of that software, it took a little bit more that was announced at the time, a couple of years back. Hopefully they can manage to install and launch this software as soon as I don't know. Hopefully, by the end of this month, it will be the best option. But until the end of the year, probably they will be able to launch everything, all the at least the four main highlights of the Redstone software, which is basically neuro-radiant caching. But this is going to be everything treated with AI, let's say, and I assume all the upcoming GPUs will, of course, be handling, will have the power to handle this, given that FSR4 basically can only be dealt with RDNA4 and newer or upcoming GPUs. I think we can't forget older GPUs to be handling the everything that has any kind of AI stuff in it. But yeah, at least we got something regarding to be more or superior to NVIDIA's offering regarding neuro-radiant caching, ML ray regeneration, which is basically ray tracing reconstruction or path tracing to a certain degree, super resolution. Again, the upscaling part of things will be the basic stuff will be starting to be also AI, and also in terms of frame generation, probably we'll be seeing with Redstone implementation of not only one extra frames inserted between each Hanker frames, but also like the 4X and like NVIDIA does. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the introduction and implementation of Redstone is going to be throughout this year. Hopefully, they can, without major hiccups, to be introducing in the majority of the games that at least will come out throughout this year. But we have to wait and see how it goes in terms of official announcements. In other news regarding the industry. We got this, oh my God, Raja Koduri, which was ex chief GPU architect on Intel. He dropped out like 2 years ago, given something like that. That's why I think we also have a little bit drop the ball from Intel regarding launching and I don't know announcements regarding the Alchemist, not the Alchemist, sorry, the GPU side of things from Intel. Specifically with Battle Mage, we only saw two GPUs launch. We got Battle Celestial supposedly coming out, but again, I don't know. It seems that it was a fundamental part of the GPU implementation from Intel, but he's got now his own stuff there, which is basically a new startup to work out in GPU stuff. I think that the main thing that is trying to focus here, this company, is AI GPUs from scratch. And the philosophy seems that given that usually at this moment in time, AI GPUs per se are tend to focus in specific workloads. They don't seem to be very much on the broad terms. They are not very flexible in different types of AI workloads. It seems, at least that's the perception that I got from this article. I think they are trying to design AI GPUs from scratch to be more flexible with the implementation of supposedly chiplets, kind of similar philosophy design as the CPUs from AMD. We got several chiplets. Also, how Intel is going to introduce the what they call the tile stuff there. So basically, like a Lego style GPU, which each module is specific to certain things, and people can order GPUs in the sense of what they are specifically want to. If they want more workload chiplets, let's say, for certain things that others, again, depending on the specialization of each company that needs like specific GPUs. Again, it seems interesting, and to a certain degree, it seems to be bringing to the market a little bit competition with the startup. It seems in terms of the philosophy in trying to come up with new solutions for different scenarios that are here. And these GPUs also seem to be delivering from. It says here delivering support for nano agents like Python acceleration, CUDA, SIMD. I don't know what it is. What this is compatibility stuff there. Again, they seem to be trying to come around with different solutions for different situations. I'm not sure if they're trying to do like a all-in-one solution. I don't think so. I think they are trying to cater um, uh, to the market with different solutions for different situations, which is kind of interesting to see. Again, I hope this goes well, and hopefully it brings competition, because usually competition breeds a little bit better products at a cheaper price, being for companies that need these products. Or again, and hopefully it will trickle down to the DIY market and bringing um, better products. Hopefully. But yeah, this guy is coming in hot. It seems he's got. I think he has already got a lot of stuff going on with his companies and different solutions. Hopefully, everything goes well, and maybe throughout this year we have a little bit more of news regarding new products that will be coming out. Again, I assume in the next couple to 3 years or something like that, because again, you cannot do something like this from one day to another. But yeah, interesting stuff to see here. And on the gaming side of things, we got PlayStation. Um, I don't think they are learning very well the lessons of this live service push that they started to do like 5 years ago. Um, Again, this comes from the first quarter companies investors call, um, and they say they receive information that again, the article writer, that will be a shift from a hardware centric business model to a platform business model. It's the overall overtake from this investors call. Again, It's kind of the future to a certain degree, fortunately and unfortunately, because as consoles, for example, when PlayStation and Xbox were very hardware centric, so basically they produce a console and everything moves around that hardware there. Being games and any kind of piece of software usually revolves around that, and also regarding exclusives in terms of the game stuff. We saw that Xbox, to a certain degree, I think it was more out of necessity by the fact that um, again, I think the Game Pass stuff there really pushed them to remove the exclusivity of a lot of their first-party IPs and bringing it up to PC. And now we are seeing a lot of shift to bringing a lot of games to basically all games to PlayStation also. And I think PlayStation will start to compete with Xbox in that sense. We will start bringing from PlayStation more games to PC because it's the biggest slice of the pie in terms of market share in players. And I think they will also try to introduce that to Xbox, some of the games and all that jazz. And I think again, when you start seeing that they starting pushing a lot of live service again, in the live service, you will need the biggest player base that you can get from to get bigger revenue, and that will be only be achievable outside of their own ecosystem. In this case, inside PlayStation player base, so you need to expand to PC and Xbox. Again, probably we might see something trickle down to Nintendo Switch if the hardware is capable of doing that. But usually, Nintendo tends to be very closed circled, and they usually do their own thing. They don't care too much what the other companies are doing. But yeah, it's interesting to see that PlayStation is also basically announcing that they are also going to focus on other systems other than the PlayStation itself. But the thing here is regarding live service. Again, we know that, for example, Concord, which was the biggest pile of shit that was launched only lasted 2 weeks. They closed down that project. Marathon is supposedly not canceled. It's basically delayed until the first quarter, around about March 2026, so next year. And basically, Bungie Studios, which when was acquired by PlayStation, they supposedly maintain a lot of independence regarding creative decisions and games that they will launch. Again, it seems that they are basically getting slowly fully absorbed by PlayStation. Again, one of the main reasons I assume is the blunders that the studios and Marathon have been doing. Bungie also managed to launch Destiny 2, so it's been a little of a rough road there regarding certain content that was launched. People paid and then they removed the content to try and launch new content. Again, there was some stuff there. But yeah, on the Q&A, Sony Chief Financial Officer Lin Tao admitted that the plan, which originally targeted 10 live service games, to be released by March 2026 again. Basically, all of them were cancelled to a certain degree, hasn't gone as smoothly as they would have, like a kind of a no shit Sherlock there. At the same time, she pointed out that it's not only doom and gloom, all those lessons will be helpful for future projects. Again, I'm not so sure about it because people, these investors, they just want money and they don't really care. I don't think that they really care about if the product is good or not, as long as it brings money for them is good enough. We got some live service that they have at this moment in time. Eldivers 2 is it's a good case of study of how a good launch game could be botched after launch, which was the PlayStation thing for the Steam stuff there. It took a huge slice of goodwill regarding the game itself. Again, even though the developer studio was not at fault at that, and the fact that the studio itself is a third party studio, so it's not a first party studio from PlayStation. So the big live service success that PlayStation had in terms of those kind of games was from a third party, not from within the first party. You got LMB the show, which is the Major League Baseball, I think it's called. It's not even it's a licensed IP because it doesn't belong to PlayStation itself. Then we got Gran Turismo 7 and Destiny 2, which are only the first, only the first, sorry, are the only ones that are first party to PlayStation. And yeah, I didn't know that they considered Gran Turismo 7 as a live service game, but kind of makes sense because they're always going, they seem to be always pushing new content and new patches of extra content, and similarly that they are charging for that, or else it wouldn't be called a live service game. But yeah, we'll have to see if they learn the lesson with this. Again, I'm not sure how Marathon could be saved with all the shenanigans that happened on the development cycle of or this game. But yeah, again, I think that these kind of Xbox and PlayStation guys, they're thinking that live service will save the platform. It will not. I think people are a little bit fed up with that, and even if they are not fed up with that, again, live service games is kind of a market that is already kind of oversaturated. It's something that I'm kind of repeating myself throughout these months that I've been covering this kind of shenanigans with live service, because live service competes with time, in a sense, for from a customer or a player perspective. Um, when you enter or when you start playing a live service game, you're basically focused only on that live service game, because of how the gameplay mechanics, the progression, um, to a certain degree, also the FOMO that the game usually implements throughout microtransactions and the content that is churned out by those games. Uh, Usually, players tend to focus on at least one big game, live service game. I think it's rare. Again, I don't have numbers. I didn't see any numbers regarding it, but I think they should start to do some polls regarding players. Usually to have a sense how many live service games players usually choose to play. I will assume it's around one, mainly because, again, the majority of players are working people, gaming as an hobby. Again, there isn't a lot of time on the 24-hour days to work, sleep, eat, take care of family when you have family, and then reserve like a couple of hours per day if the people are that lucky to play a game. Again, I don't think they will focus or divide 2 hours. Let's put it in the best light possible, 2 hours to play several different live service games. I don't think life works that way. At least that's a perception that I got. I might be wrong, but I don't think so. And again, the fact that PlayStation wanted 10 live service games is unsustainable, because then people will have to choose, and usually people that if they are already happy with the live service game that they are playing now, it's less likely for them to take a chance on taking a new live service game that people might not be recognized, or the IP, or they don't like kind of the genre itself. I don't think they will remove time out of the day to play an extra live service game. At least that's the perception that I got. Even though for me, I don't play multiplayer games or even live service games. It's not for me. I'm one of those that I usually play single player games. The max amount of interaction that I have with multiplayer is usually a synchronous multiplayer, like Death Stranding, or like Dark Souls games with the multiplayer stuff, invasion stuff. It's basically the only time that I interact with other players inside a game. So I am a rare case, but I don't think I'm that rare, and I don't think people will play more than one live service game at any given time. But yeah, I don't think they are learning there. I think they're all trying to find excuses to justify their failures. But yeah, we'll wait to see if they will learn or not with this failure of 10 live service games that they wanted to achieve. And then we got the other side of things, which is the development cycle, the fact that they put 10 projects in different studios. In case of PlayStation, they put different projects in studios that were not, they didn't have the pedigree of doing multiplayer games. They were more well known because of the work that PlayStation had for the last 40 years to build up their platform as a premium single player games like Naughty Dog. They had, I think, one or two live service games that were canceled, and then that time was lost. That resources were lost to launch maybe a better single player game. Even though, again, Naughty Dog is an aside there regarding that, but a lot of those studios that were well known for delivering single player experiences, they had to shift to a multiplayer. Again, different kind of skill sets specific to those games that they were not prepared, and again, the games were not good. But yeah, hopefully they will learn and keep focus more on single player games, which seems to be the ones that sell best. Because when the good single player game is launched, again, usually it sells well. On other stuff regarding not cancel games, in this case from Xbox side of things, again, it seems that Jason Schreier usually is good in scoops in trying to get insider information and get some scoops. Usually, I trust him with this kind of information, even though opinion articles from them usually might be a little bit hit or miss. But at least it seems that OD, which is the project that is in collaboration between Kojima's and Xbox, seems to be ongoing. Again, I think mainly because a lot of the development work will be from Kojima Studios. So, and of course, with the participation of Jordan Peele, I think, which is a horror movie director. He also seems to be a good movie director in the sense of, at least on the horror side of things. But yeah, it seems still ongoing. Again, we didn't hear too much, and again, I assume it's because of the Death Stranding 2 development cycle. I think OD will be the next one, and then probably Kojima will try to focus on the simp, the kind of Metal Gear Solid kind of a thing there that is going to be published through PlayStation also, if not mistaken. But yeah, Death Stranding 2 was the focus throughout the majority of this last 5 years or so. And even though OD from Kojima was announced 2023 game, the Game Awards, if I'm not mistaken, again, it was kind of on a pre-production phase. It was just an announcement. There was basically nothing to show up there. But yeah, I'm interested because Kojima was working with Norman Reedus on the Silent Hill kind of remake. We saw and working also with Guillermo del Toro at the time. We saw the trailer, the teaser, then we got the teaser, which was PT, and it seemed pretty good. And eventually there was that falling off from Kojima and Konami and all that jazz, and basically that project was scrapped at the time. But yeah, hopefully we might see some influences from that project PT and Silent Hills on OD. Hopefully, everybody that is working on this will deliver a good horror game. Continuing with that, more cancellations. Supposedly, Microsoft has stopped development on the Avalanche Studios open world co op game Contraband. I remember seeing, I think it was in the last the Game Awards, if not mistaken. I remember seeing the teaser, the Contraband here. Again, Avalanche Studios is more well known for the Just Cause series, which is very interesting. I remember playing, I think, Just Cause 2 or 3, I don't remember. And I did enjoy the what they're trying to do there. Kind of a sandbox, open world, kind of do go about as you wish in terms of doing the missions and all that jazz. Very interesting what they try to do there. Yeah. Uh, Similarly, active development now stopped while they which is Xbox, evaluate the project's future. They say we're thankful for the excitement we've seen from the community since we announced, and we'll give an update on what's next as soon as we can. Again, it seems that even they put it on. I think they private the official reveal trailer from the official channels from Xbox YouTube channel. Uh, there is a lot of rumors that basically they stopped completely. They just don't want to officially announce the cancellation. They want to, at this moment, just go with the narrative that they are evaluating how to go forward with this project, if there are supposedly any kind of major shifts that again need to go through before proceeding or not. But yeah, supposedly from the Xbox side of things, these rumors and inside information, they say it's canceled from the Xbox and they don't want to do anything more with this game or with this IP. While Avalanche is again, it's a more cautious, trying to avoid the call this game as canceled. But yeah, again, it's one of those. Again, the co-op stuff there. I don't know if it's only about co-op, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Again, we only had the teaser. We didn't have any kind of gameplay to have a sense what this game is about. But I will have to assume it was kind of a just cause with co-op to a certain degree in terms of the vibes of the gameplay systems there. But yeah, another one that it's on the chopping block there. In other stuff, we got finally Mafia: The Old Country came out. Um, Again, I pick up here because it's a site that I usually go about and bringing up some news, which is WCCF Tech. And again, I only saw the highlights. I need to check the reviews because it came out today. When I have time, I will try to check more reviews out of this. But it seems that again, nothing here regarding performance. If there is any kind of performance problem or optimization problems, given that this game, if not mistaken, is an Unreal 5 engine game. But it doesn't seem to be that much because the game is, as I expected, it's a more narrative-driven game. So it's not open world. There is not a lot of exploration. But it seems that we got great visuals in authenticity. Again, 19th century Sicily, mafia style game, excellent narrative and characters, through lighting major twists from the usual mafia plot fare. Again, I think it's more bare bones kind of. I think they're trying to reboot or soft reboot the franchise there with a more narrative experience, and I think it's back to the basics to a certain degree. We got some solid gameplay that is, however, not as good as the genre's best. So it's not the top tier, but it's not the worst. Also, I think Mafia 3 was the weakest out of the three Mafia games. But it's good to see that at least you got some solid gameplay. And of course, there is no real exploration or side activities. Again, narrative focused. I think the fact that the game is the game is relatively cheap. I think it's a 40 something dollars game or $50 games. It kind of gives you the expectation that is more narrative driven, so kind of more interactive story with some areas for the missions that you will go through. Got some driving mechanics there also. I assume it's more about the missions where you have the opportunity to drive around on chases and the such. But yeah, it seems a solid game. Again, hopefully it's kind of a back to basis and getting this kind of base and in this narrative not so explorative game, and maybe it's try I don't know, build up from there in the next games that will come out. But again, seems okay. 8 out of 10 usually, at least for me, represents a good game. I will try to see more reviews and then give more feedback regarding if this game is really that good to make a bet and buy end game. Then we got Herdling will launch this month. Again, this is the same publisher of Far series, which I played. I think I published the the demo, there are far lone sales, if not mistaken, and far there is the sequel of that game, or the spiritual sequel. Very interesting games. Usually, it's games that they don't have dialogue or anything like that. It's just kind of the semi puzzle 2D platformer puzzle stuff there. Very interesting games, short experience but sweet ones, and they are basically launching this one, Herdling. Very interesting. The thing here, which is basically you are kind of a shepherd, and you round about and herdling and do the herdling of several beasts. Again, this is not the real life stuff there, but it's very interesting. Again, already checked this kind of release date trailer by the end of the month, if not mistaken. It's when the game comes out. But yeah, it seems a very interesting one. I think I covered when the on one of the shows they announced the game was coming out. I think there is a demo for this game if you want to try it out. Seems an interesting experience. Again, it's kind of those short, sweet experience they're trying to aim for. It's always good to get these games because games is not only just collecting hours while you play. Usually, it's kind of these kind of games that justify being called a piece of art because it's trying to explore your senses on the experiences that you go through as the character in the game. But yeah, if you are curious about it, I think there already is a demo for this one, and there it is, the launch date, August 21st, so almost by the end of the month. But yeah, this is it in terms of gaming news for the moment that caught my eye today. A lot of gaming deals still. We got Children Morta 80% off. It seems a pretty good one. Again, very positive feedback from everybody that played the game. We got Cyberpunk is still on sale, 65% on the base game, and the Ultimate Edition with the Phantom Liberty is 53% off. Dead Space Remake is on sale, 80% off. I can recommend this game at this price point without any issues. Again, you might see some hiccups here and there on the loading parts when you start approaching the doors while it loads the scenery. It's the only nitpick that I have. But you can check out my gameplay series that I did on this one. The first couple episodes will let you know that the vibe of the original is there. We got Death Stranding. Director's Cut is the way to go here. Again, 50% off. Again, Director's Cut is the way to go for this game. I still need to wrap up and record the last couple of episodes for the end of the series. But yeah, it's if you like Kojima and if you follow up on him, again, this is a Kojima game, very good. Got Doom series is on sale, so 80% on Doom 2016. Doom Eternal is 75% off. Then you got the deluxe edition stuff there also on sale. And then Doom the Dark Ages is also 25% off. We got also Ghostwire Tokyo. Seems a pretty good one from Tango Gameworks that was closed. That it's now revived. But yeah, it seems to be a pretty good one. Supernatural stuff there, 75% off. We got Miasma Chronicles, kind of the spiritual successor of Mutineer Zero Road to Eden, and again 60% off. We got the Near series is also on sale, so Near Replicant 65% off, and Near Automata 65% off also. Then we got Pacific Drive, the deluxe edition is on sale, 50%. Planet of Lana, I do highly recommend this game. 60% off. You can check out the first couple episodes to have a sense of what this game is all about. We got Prey, again, same thing here, 80% off. Excellent game. I did enjoy very much. You can check out the gameplay series that I did here. First couple episodes will give you the vibe of this game, but I did enjoy it very much. We got Star Wars series also on sale, Fallen Order. Pretty good game. I can recommend at this price point. You got my review here to get the highlights of what this game is about, or you can check out my gameplay series that I did. Same thing goes for Jedi Survivor. Again, improved after launch with some patches here and there. Still some hiccups here and there that you can get around while exploring. But again, 80% off. I can recommend this price point if you like Star Wars. Again, it's a very serviceable story, and the combat itself is pretty interesting. A kind of light, dark, soulish kind of a style there. But yeah, I can recommend at this price point given the quality of the game. We got also The Evil Within, 75% off, and the sequel Evil Within 2, 80% off. Again, you can check out my reviews or you can check out the first couple episodes of the gaming series that I did for these games. I do recommend them at this on the discounted price, so you got that there. We got also Tomb Raider Definitive Survivor Trilogy, so all the free games with all the content there, round about 75 to 80% off on the trilogy. I did play the first two. I only made a series out of the Rise of the Tomb Raider, but I think they are pretty solid Tomb Raider games. At least this trilogy seems to be pretty decent. I did enjoy what I played, so you got that, and it's pretty cheap at this moment in time. And then lastly, we got Wolfenstein. Again, I recommend all free. Except for Youngblood, it seems to be the more weakest game there. Again, in terms of timelines, is the Old Blood, the New Order, and the New Colossus with Blazkowicz as a main character. First-person shooters, killing Nazis. Again, 70, almost 80% off on the collection there. Again, pretty cheap. I did. It one of the first ones, Wolfenstein: The New Order, one of the first games that I did a gaming series on the channel there. So it's an older one, but yeah, I did enjoy what I played, and I think it might be a good opportunity to get these games pretty cheap. But yeah, I'll wrap up here for today with a plug on my Patreon for extra support. The extra support is more line for me to be able to get around, eventually trying to get a better storage solution so I can have backups of backups of stuff that I do for my clients, and of course some extra space for the videos that I do for the channel. And with all that said, hope you have a wonderful day. Later today we'll have a Death Stranding episode for sure, and yeah, I will see you in the next one. So until then, Kunami Master out.